What's up guys, this is TBT, and in this video, with the Labor Day parade knocking on my door, we're going to quickly and hastily review the Essential phone. Going over the contents of the package, we have the USB-C cable, the USB-C to headphone jack adapter, for those of you who insist on living in a wired world, the power adapter, the SIM ejector pin, some documentation, and of course, the Essential phone itself. On the front of the Essential, we have a Gorilla Glass 5 5.7 inch 2560 by 1312 QHD display. On the sides we have titanium, and on the back we have a ceramic plate. Alright, so what I'm really trying to say here is that the phone feels good in the hand. I like that it's made out of titanium, I like the ceramic back, I like the display being edge to edge, but there's just one caveat to this. And to me, holding this phone in the hand is like holding a bar of soap when it's wet. It feels like at any moment this thing could slip out of my hands. So if there are people out there who are interested in this phone and have sweaty palms, just be aware of that. Now, with regards to the internals of the device, we have a Snapdragon 835 processor, 4 gigs of ROM, 128 gigs of storage, Bluetooth 5.0, as well as NFC. What this means is that you're gonna have a smooth and consistent user experience with the device. I didn't come across any issues where it was glitching or bugging or the interface was hanging, although there were one or two instances where I was using the camera app, but we'll get more into that later. So with the front-facing camera being part of the display, I don't think that it would be a hindrance or it becomes an annoyance over time because of the way Android OS handles that top portion of the display. What I mean is, if you're browsing the web through Safari, for example, that top portion, which would be considered the status bar, would be black, and that section would blend in well with the camera, so you won't really notice it. There are times when the front-facing camera does become noticeable. For example, if you're browsing Google Assistant, for example, and the page is white, that top portion becomes white and the camera would become noticeable at that point. If you're browsing Google Play and you come across a web page within Google Play that's green or the color red, the front-facing camera is going to stand out. And at that point, it's not that much of a bother for me personally. I think this is one of those things that I would make an exception and just live with it. And I understand that some people may not be this way, so it's also an acquired taste in a way. One of the things that really surprised me is the cellular speeds of this device. In addition to the wide array of cellular technologies and bands that this device can connect to, this phone also has support for what's known as LTE+. The short explanation for LTE Plus is that it basically triples the down and up speeds of your cellular network connection. So whatever it is that you're used to on the LTE network of your carrier, then with LTE Plus on this device, you can expect double, triple the speeds. And in my case, I have T-Mobile, and I ran a speed test, and wow, you wouldn't believe the numbers. And while we're on the subject of cellular network connectivity, we also have Wi-Fi calling for those of you who could be in a situation where you do have a Wi-Fi connection, but you're out of range for the cellular network connection. This phone also has two rear-facing 13 megapixel cameras, one of which is for regular pictures and the other is for black and white pictures. Now in my case, I'm not really a fan of black and white, so I won't really go through that part. But what I will be talking about is my disappointment in the camera's image quality. Now, if you're outside and the camera is exposed to natural lighting, then your shots will come out okay. That being said, low light photography with the Essential is essentially a hit and miss. There were multiple instances where I had to manually refocus on the subject, or I had to take the camera off of the subject and put it back on them again in order to get the lighting to be recognized by the lens. But oftentimes the image just comes out dark or very washed. So with that said, I think I've covered the good, the bad, and the in-between. I like the build quality, I like the OS being just stock Android, I like that it's just no frills, no gimmicks, just plain Jane Android OS. I like the edge-to-edge display, and I really like the potential download and upload speeds given the phone's ability to access LTE+. As for the camera, I'm not sure myself if it's really a hardware or a software issue, but it seems that the Essential company is aware of the issue and they intend to push out a software update which could help correct some of the issues that I did point out in this review. I honestly hope that it is a software issue because it just doesn't seem right to me that so much premium design and materials were put into the device, but then the company decides to on the down low botch the camera. And especially considering when you look at their blogs, they emphasize on the camera so much. You know, you'd think that that would be one of the highlights of this device, but it's actually one of the low points of this device. So hopefully this is an issue that can be corrected. And yeah, this brings us to the end of our review of the Essential phone. At this point, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll respond as soon as I see them. And if you haven't, then leave a like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Hopefully of a better quality because this is Labor Day and I was rushing to get this out, and in the middle of it, there was just so much noise, and I just said, screw this. Anyhow, this is TBT, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.